juice with the greens, and then I add a little bit of water and I blend it until it just becomes kale juice essentially. And then I add the celery and the cucumbers, and then eventually it softens up into the apple and then the lemon as well. So add that. I'm just going to blend it.
More noise.
And then the nice thing about having a high-speed blender is the fact that mine has a whole juice option, so it's specifically made to make your own juices as well, which is nice. And then from here, it smells so earthy. I'm going to add the celery. So I just have 3 ribs of celery that I'm going to stick in the bottom. And then there's cucumber as well. If it's not organic, you can peel it. But in terms of budgeting as well, organic cucumbers can be expensive. But it's one of the top highly sprayed foods as well. So if it's not organic, just peel it. It's okay. So adding all of the cucumber and the celery. And then I like to do it in stages so it's easier for my blender versus blending them all at the same time and not hoping it all goes well and then getting things crushed. The only difference between using the juicer and a blender is I add a bit of water to mine, but most people will finish their juices in the juicer by straining through a bit of water to make sure that they get any leftover juices or anything that's left over in it. So I'm going to go back over here. And then we'll add the rest of the ingredients in. I like to do it in stages so it's easier, and then everything gets broken down as well. But then I have a less chance of the motor being blown out or overheating because it's trying to process too many ingredients at once.
So what are you putting in now? Apples?
Yeah, so there's a Granny Smith apple, a whole lemon, ginger, and then there's a few leaves of kale that I left behind. So I'm just going to blend this on the whole juice option now, and then we'll strain it through nutmeg. Parsley or mint. I'm going to use mint because it's super refreshing. And if you use parsley, there's 2 types. So there's the curly Italian parsley, which is more just for garnishing and decoration. And then there's the flat leaf parsley as well, which is great for juicing. But parsley is the only herb that can extract heavy metals out of the body. So if you're exposed to like silver or lead or iodine, which if you're not consuming a high quality fish oil, it can often be contaminated in the fish oil at your fish capsule that you're eating. So that's a little tip to know. And then what I'm going to strain it through is just a mesh strainer.
Strain it through, then the fibers you lose in that.
Well, all of the vitamins, the minerals, all of the goodness will be extracted in the juice. So if we're pushing out as much as we can, we're just left with pulp, which has no nutritional value afterwards. So we're just going to grab this spatula. How was the granola?
Good.
Good, I like it.
The other option that you can do for this is use a nut milk bag, but fair warning, it discolors your nut milk bag and then it looks green for a while afterwards.
What's the name of that bag?
And just a nut milk bag. Yeah.
Nutmeg.
Nut milk.
Oh, nutmeg.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just going to push it all through. You can also use a cheesecloth as well, but it just has to be a super high quality.
Right.
But this is an extra step, but you know, it saves you the hassle of cleaning a juicer, which can sometimes be a little frustrating and time consuming as well. And it also saves you a few $100s because the top kitchen equipment that I recommend is a high-speed blender, so either a Blendtec or a Vitamix. For most people, a Vitamix isn't in the budget, so I recommend the Blendtec. You can get that at Costco, online. Sometimes they have deals going on. And then also just a standard food processor. The one that I have is a Hamilton Beach, and I got it for $40. So a few really good types there. All right, so then you're kind of left with this like pulpy aftermath. Some people dehydrate it and use it for crackers, but there's not a lot of nutritional value left in it. It's more just a filler. So I would recommend if you're making crackers to use like an almond pulp or a cashew flour, buckwheat, brown rice, something along those lines, because there's nothing really left in it, and it just kind of has a green taste and texture, and it's not really fun. So I'm going to set this off to the side.
Throw that in the garden too.
Yeah, you can compost it. The majority of your ingredients you want to compost. There's things that people think that you can't, but anything from eggs to meats to fish to banana peels. So you can be super conscious about the amount that you're composting as well, and then you can turn it into fertilizer.